This video is brought to you by Govi.
Folks, this is real. This is I have not gotten out of bed. And, yeah, I am not bespectacled yet. Welcome to, let me actually get up here so you're not seeing a horrific angle of me. Welcome to my iMac day in the life / review / comparison video. I literally just got up. It is 10 a.m. on a Sunday. But yeah, in this video, and don't expect it to be super technical or anything, I'm going to show you how I use the iMacs on a day-to-day basis. I bought a baseline model that's like $1,300, and I bought the mid-tier one with 16 gigs of RAM. And yeah, so I'm gonna make some coffee over here in my totally not dirty kitchen, and then I'm gonna show you how I use my baseline iMac in the morning, or just, I don't know, just to start my day, let's just say. As you can see, I'm looking really handsome right now. I have not gotten in the shower yet or bothered to comb my hair, but sometimes you just gotta rise and grind, you know what I'm saying? Just like get to work. that's a Cody Co reference, but anyway. Welcome to my morning. As you can see, I got my breakfast here, a piece of toast, almond, yogurt, and some coffee with too much cream and sugar. And here we have the baseline green iMac, which I think just looks fabulous in my apartment. I was not a fan of the white bezels starting off, but when I brought it into here, and this is very situational, so keep this in mind, you know, this is just my opinion, I think it goes so well with the surroundings in this space. I have a green plant right here. It kind of works with this mint green. It also contrasts very nicely with the table. And yeah, I love the way it looks back here, especially with these lamps. It's a vibe, honestly. There's no better way to say it, or, you know, if you don't really get my drift, it just sort of works here. It's like a sort of irrational kind of thing. Like, it just feels right here. Although I don't know if I'm gonna keep this computer here indefinitely. It's just been fun using it here, especially when I'm eating, because, you know, I don't really like to eat, you know, over in my work areas. It's kind of cramped. So I have a lot of space to spread out here. I have my food over here. I have my computer over here. And something I might do right now is go to Chrome to check the news. And I'm talking about Apple News, by the way. I don't want to ruin my day here with actual news. So here, 9 to 5 Mac, popular next app for Apple Music officially launches on iPad. So I can catch myself up on the world of tech. That makes sense. It's kind of what I'm about. I can also check my email. That's something I usually do on my phone, or did in the past, but now I have this iMac, which is so great. It has a nice expansive screen, which I'll touch on more later. But yeah, I just love checking my email on here. Also typing up some, you know, preliminary outlines, you know, stuff like that if I'm gonna be, you know, scripting something or whatnot. So I can open up an email here. How about from, I can't even say, I don't wanna show anything. Specifically, this is my business email, so I'm gonna keep everything blurred out. But as you can see here, this resembles Gmail. And yeah, I just like to be able to see my emails blown up like this on this very nice bright screen. What else could I be doing right now? If I was cooking more breakfast, you know, if I was actually like making a whole meal, like eggs, toast, maybe some bacon or sausage, I could play some music with Spotify here. The speakers are really great, and I'm not gonna play anything on Spotify because I'm afraid of copyright issues. So I'm gonna play some non-copyrighted music and give you sort of a sense as to how this goes. I'm not gonna pick the first one because I'm sure you've heard that song many, many times, so. Yeah, like, it's not like the loudest speaker ever, but it works. And it could definitely fill my kitchen space. You know, I often find myself with headphones in, or, you know what I mean, just using my phone as a speaker. So this is definitely a better option. You could also have this in your kitchen as well if you are so inclined, but I like having it in close proximity, I guess. I also love perusing Amazon for equipment that I might need, storage space that I'm looking for. That's sort of the next project for me. I've only been in this apartment for like 8 months now, and I'm still kind of working on some stuff. I also like buying stupid things like toys and, you know, like nerdy memorabilia, so I can look at Lord of the Rings sword, for example. Sword, I can't even spell. And I'm gonna actually add the keyword Anduril. after that because that is Aragon's sword and it's super cool. And here we are, we have a listing from LF Sword. I think it's from United Cutlery, hopefully. But yeah, this is Aragon's hero sword, the reforged sword of Narsil. And if you know what that means, it's cool, and I kind of want one of these, but it is a bit pricey, so I'm probably gonna have to wait so I can always add it to my cart and then sort of have that in there as a wish list. But yeah, basically what I've been showing you is that this is a fantastic web surfing machine. Although it has the M1 chip inside and it's very capable, as you can see from other technical tests and comparisons, this is an excellent consumer computer, and that's why I love having it here. I very much enjoyed using it while I eat. You'll see that later in this video, where I eat dinner in front of this computer. And yeah, so now that you've seen sort of a more casual side of this computer and how it sort of fits into my setup, now I'm going to show you a little bit more of what I do with regard to my content creation or work. So here we are at my more conventional iMac setup. I have a 16 gig silver model right here. I bought it in this color because I thought it would fit my apartment better because of the white walls and sort of the black and white monochrome aesthetic that I have going on here with bits and pieces of color, albeit. And also too, I thought that silver is an easier color to resell because some people are just not vibing with the colors, although I think the green looks fantastic in this space, which is sort of important for later. But yeah, I use this machine as of right now for my creative work. I use Final Cut Pro, Photoshop, and Lightroom. That's my triad or trio or trinity of creative apps. And actually right now I was editing a little bit of this video. The clips I got last night are actually clips you're gonna see later in this video, which is weird. I'm kind of recording this video backwards, so I apologize if it's a little jumbled up, but hopefully I'm conveying the right sort of energy here, sort of day in the life with this computer. And this thing has been fantastic so far. Of course, the M1 chip is something I'm used to editing on. It offers smooth playback, even with 4K and multiple streams of 4K. And this display here is very nice as well. 500 nits, P3 color. It's very comparable to that of my 5K iMac. It's also 4.5K, so I can see the full resolution of my video and then some. Although this computer isn't perfect, and I'm gonna probably touch on that later in this video. But yeah, it has served me well for content creation. It's definitely a capable device. Although I will say, or I guess preview, this is not the end-all be-all creative machine. I'm gonna get at, I think that the iMac is more of a consumer machine with some professional capabilities, but so far, I just want to give it some credit. It has been a very nice machine to do my work on. Not impossible to do at all. It's actually quite pleasant. I also do Photoshop work here. This is a previous thumbnail from an iPad Pro sort of pre-review that I did, which also has the same M1 chip, crazy enough, and the same amount of RAM in there as well. I also do Lightroom work. This is where I touch up some photos or some thumbnails that I work on, so I can, here's one. This is my most recent thumbnail. I added some, sharpening and stuff on here, and this computer is more than capable of handling this. I also do some, casual stuff on here like web surfing and email and Amazon and whatever. I actually had this set up here before I had my setup over there, but when I got two iMacs, which is not a very typical thing, by the way, I know that. I'm kind of figuring out which one is right for me at this point. I'm gonna return one of these. I figured I'd put one there just to see what it was like using the iMac outside of a more conventional setting, which I think is important because these machines just look so nice in so many different angles or parts of your house. I'm sure you saw iJustine's video where she had like an iMac in every room, but I only have two. She has all of the colors, and I kind of want to separate them, if you will, rather than just place them on a table and talk about them, because using them or showing them how they're used in an actual, setup or living space, I think is important. So that's sort of the thing I'm trying to show you here. But yeah, I do work here, I do some more casual stuff over here, and of course interchange some of that, if you will, because I don't stick to like a script, like I can only work on stuff here that's video editing oriented, although I would rather, because this has 16 gigs of RAM, and I do recommend you get 16 gigs of RAM if you want to future-proof this device, especially for an iMac, because I figure that people are going to keep this device for longer than they would, for example, a MacBook Pro. iMacs are also harder to sell. I'm actually in the midst of trying to sell a 5K one, and that's going to take a long time, I think, or it's going to be a bit of a hassle trying to ship it out. So It is currently 11:05 p.m. We're gonna pretend that I'm about to eat dinner and it's like 6 or 7 and there's some light coming in through the window. My dishwasher's on in the background, by the way. And I'm about to bake for myself a whole green bean casserole, because why not? And no, I didn't choose this because this computer is green. That is just a coincidence. I just really love green bean casserole. I don't get to eat it all the time. I only eat it around Thanksgiving time here in the US. And I saw the French onion stuff in the store, this stuff right here, and I thought, yeah, let's make it. There's a recipe on the back. No, this is not sponsored, so yeah, let's get this into the oven, shall we?
And remember, kids, there's never a bad time to cook a casserole. Wow, it's hot. Whoa. Just scorching my eyeballs, don't worry. Oh.
30 minutes later.
I'm gonna have myself a town club because it's made with cane sugar, it tastes amazing, and it's made in Detroit, Michigan. Represent. It's time to eat, boys. I just got some salt from my green bean casserole. They didn't say to add salt, and I didn't think you should, but I think mine needs it for whatever reason. But yeah, here I am, just having some dinner, you know, on what is it now? Sunday morning. Let's pretend it's Saturday night. I'm gonna crack open my Town Club ASMR for you here. Oh no, come on, can we not overflow? You seen it here, folks. I am an idiot. Something else I love doing with this machine is just consuming video content, whether it's on YouTube like I have right here, or Disney Plus or Netflix. I have, for example, watched a lot of YouTube, you know, while eating dinner, whether I cook it for myself or order in here. It's just a lot better than using your phone or using an iPad, I think, because this display is, you know, as big as a smaller TV, and it's also really high quality. It's 4.5K, as you may know. It has a max brightness of 500 nits, P3 color. Plain and simple, it is gorgeous. I think it is equivalent to that of my 5K iMac, which I'm about to sell, but I really miss that display, and it's great having it here. So let me actually play a YouTube video here. I've been watching a lot of John Wick. I recently watched chapters 1 through 3. After watching clips for like years, I finally got to watching them. I just got the Pfizer dose 2, and that put me out for like 2 days, so I watched the second and the third movie. And I just love it. It's super satisfying. Keanu Reeves is an adorable, terrifying man. Very interesting, you know, combination here. But yeah, the speakers are really great in this computer. I'm not gonna play too much because I don't want to get, you know, copyrighted. So yeah, that's enough copyrighted music for me there. Yep, so yeah, but the display just looks amazing. I don't think this is in 4K, I think this is in 1080p, but yeah, it's great for watching movies, great for, you know, video content once again. And all the while, tasks are handled so nicely with the M1. And even though this device has a 7-core GPU and just 8 gigs of RAM, that's all you need. This has the same specifications, literally, as a baseline MacBook Air. 2 ports, M1, 7-core GPU, 8 gigs of RAM, perfectly fine. Of course, this has 256 gigs of storage as well. That's all you need. I'm just using it for the web. I'm using it for, once again, video consumption, maybe some light photo editing, document typing, and this machine is gonna last you so long because, like, you know, you're not using it for anything that crazy. You shouldn't be. I think a lot of people had really high expectations for this iMac just because it has an M1 chip in there. I love it. I think it's a great lifestyle, you know, like casual consumer device. That's kind of what the 21.5-inch iMac has been for years. It's like your mom's computer, a computer for a computer lab for children. And here I am at my secondary iMac setup. And as you can see here, I have Final Cut open. This is actually, I believe, my iPad Air comparison video. There's some missing footage, which is weird, but I was able to edit this fairly comfortably. There is some stuttering, there is some lag here and there. That is just a byproduct of using an M1 device, because at the end of the day, the M1 is not going to be the end-all, be-all chip. M1X is going to be better, and other chips from Apple are going to be better. But I've really enjoyed this computer for this type of task here. The display, once again, like I said, when I was watching videos on it, it's just gorgeous. You know, P3 color, great contrast, not Pro Display XDR level, not iPad Pro level, but it's definitely really, once again, nice to look at. Better than my Dell monitor, which I spent like $500 on, which goes up to like 350 nits. And doesn't have P3 color, you know, it's like Adobe, maybe like 90 something percent accurate. Adobe, don't crucify me in the comments section. But yeah, I've really enjoyed using this screen to video edit. One gripe I do have though, something I can't get over, is the display size. I am accustomed to 27 inches plus, and I thought I could get over it. And although I love the way this looks on this desk, I just don't think I could live with this size display. I want more room for my timeline. I want more room for my viewer window. I mean, you know, first world problem, right? But, you know, if you are, excuse me, I'm having a stroke. It's 1:20 a.m., go figure. They are not sponsored. I'm having my second Town Club of the Night root beer. No caffeine though, thank God. I guess what I'm getting at is this computer can handle an intensive 4K workflow. I mean, I've edited B-roll, A-roll, all of it on here just fine without too much stuttering and hiccups, although I do recommend you get 16 gigs of RAM for that, because I made a whole video about how 8 gigs with the M1 is just not enough for this kind of video editing. But again, its limitations lie in the display size and also in the processor. You know, you can only get up to 16 gigs of unified memory. The GPU is only 8 core, you know, the CPU is only, I believe, 8 core. And while it is impressive and while it does stack up to some, you know, Core i9 iMacs, still though, we're missing graphical power. That's something I miss from my 5K iMac, which I'm trying to sell right now, as I've continued to say. So we're gonna see things once again that are bigger and badder from Apple, whether that be a bigger iMac, whether that be a cinema display to complement an M1X MacBook Pro. Hell, you know, I'll actually show you something. So I'm sure a few of you know I've been working out here for the past couple months on schoolwork and also YouTube work. I had a different setup actually right here, but when I got these iMacs, I swapped the desk out from the other room and made a whole thing to accommodate this computer. And while I love the way it looks, especially when I walk in, this is the view I get sort of when I'm walking into my apartment. I did decide to put together the original setup that I had out here in the other room. I actually cleaned out my apartment. I have like a whole just slew of Amazon boxes and trash I need to take out. So, you know, behind the scenes look for you right there. But long story short, instead of having this room for, you know, just storage and stuff, I once again decided to put this setup back together, which includes a 27-inch 4K monitor, a mechanical keyboard. I have to put a monitor arm back, but this is my M1 16 gig MacBook Pro, which is identically spec'd to my iMac. And I thought it would be such a waste to not use it. And I do plan on picking up a more powerful MacBook Pro. When the 14-inch comes out or whatever it is with M1X, I can use this setup and have more power and just work back here in a designated space to video edit. So I'm thinking what's gonna happen is I am going to return this boy right here because it's the same computer with a smaller screen that I don't really want, even though it's better and brighter and whatever. And I'm gonna take this right here and probably put it over there because that's what makes sense. And if I really wanted to, these iMacs are light enough to where I can unplug them and put them in different places, but I think this would be the most ideal spot. And since I have a lot of green in my apartment, I mean, yeah, it's black and white for sure, but I have fake plant there, I have a fake plant over here. I think green would look nice here. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. And before we wrap things up here, I want to briefly mention today's video sponsor, Govee, and the LED strip that they sent my way. This thing happened to be a perfect length at 16.4 feet, and I decided to implement it into my living room in a space that isn't lit very well to begin with. So I started adhering it to my ceiling. There's built-in adhesive, which is really nice. So I slowly worked my way across the room, sticking it to the portion of the ceiling which I wanted it to be on. And once I got to the corner of the room, I also adhered the control remote part of it, which controls the color. There's a few of them, white being my favorite. You can also change the effect mode, and there's a lot of crazy effects. I'm sure people outside thought I was having some sort of rave. Govee also has an official app which allows you to fine-tune your LED strip in the way you like and conveniently control it, whether it's colors you want to change or if you want to toggle the really cool effects that are baked in as well. All in all, it turned out really nice. I plugged it directly into my wall. And even with all the lights out, this LED strip once again just fills this part of my room with light that wouldn't necessarily be there. And I'm really loving it. And if you're interested, I'll leave a link in the video description down below. But anyway, yeah, that about wraps things up here. I hope this video was fun and different. I didn't really want to do a typical technical review. I know a lot of people already have. So I just wanted to show how I use these devices in my everyday life. Of course, I'm only going to keep one. And like I said, I'm going to move that computer to right there. But I'm happy that I brought you along this journey, and hopefully you got a laugh out of it or something like that. I'd appreciate it if you leave a like on this video, comment if you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, and of course subscribe for more content like this. I'm gonna be covering a lot more Apple Silicon Macs coming in the future, hopefully a new iMac or MacBook Pro. And as always, I'm Noah, and I will catch you all in the next one.